Hey, g'day there. It's Malaki here again. I've been fortunate enough to have another guest to chat to and socialise with, Matt Dawson, who I'll introduce in a sec. But basically, I've really enjoyed this self-isolation period through the COVID-19 period, learning a new skill, creating content, like how to cut it up and put it on various platforms. I've really enjoyed that. And so Matt, who's been generous to give up some time to chat. How are you, Matt?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Yourself?
I'm good, very good, very good. I enjoyed our little catch up just then before we started recording. Myself and Matt worked together. Well, I worked for him actually back in 2016. And so he was running his own construction company, which he still is at the moment. He's been in the construction industry for close to 20 years. And what I loved about his story was he was able to position himself at a point where he could sort of launch himself into a business of his own. And from memory, we didn't speak about this before we started recording, but from memory, when we were working together, I kind of asked you, like, what was your journey? How did you get to this point? And the thing that stuck out for me was you were able to surround yourself with the right people, and you just learned from people who had gone on that path. So I really admired that. But yeah, I enjoyed our time together, mate. It was good. I think I worked it was a very short time. It was only like 3 months, but it was pretty fun.
Yeah. Yep. No, it was good to have you there for sure. Yeah.
So based on the Gold Coast, he is a surfing. Is it a surfing buff? Is that the term, or I was going to say surfing bum actually, but I don't know if that's offensive.
Yeah. I used to be a surfing bum before I had a business, for sure. Yeah, surfer. You could just say surfer.
Surfer, yeah. So do you have any secret spots there on the Gold Coast?
There's no such thing as secret spots on the Goldie anymore. Yeah, nah, not really.
Yeah.
Maybe down the Tweed Coast you can get away from the crowds a little bit. But yeah, it's crowded everywhere.
But you have from memory actually you've done some quite big surfing tours, I guess, or you've really been to some cool places around the world, I guess.
Yeah, and I've travelled the world surfing. Yeah, that was the main objective, apart from seeing the world, was to surf it as well.
Yep.
Yeah, so probably the favourite place would be Mexico, Brazil, Mantawi Islands. It would have been the best surfing trips I've done.
Wow.
And Sumatra as well. So that was memorable as well.
Yeah. Is that the one in India that has the private resort?
No.
Indonesia, sorry?
Indonesia, yeah. Sumatra is an island off Indonesia. Yeah. And same as the Mantawis. It's a group of islands off Sumatra, the north of Sumatra. Yeah. Wow. So, yeah, man.
That's really cool. Now, has there been any change, I guess, to the dynamics in surfing, just at a local level that you've seen in terms of people's social distancing and stuff like that? I don't know, maybe it doesn't impact, because people kind of already are not around. I don't even know if we're allowed to be on the beaches. Maybe I shouldn't be asking, but what's been your experience with that?
It's been a bit of a funny one. I think they've started closing a few of the beaches. So, and they've started threatening surfers. From what I'm told, I haven't seen it. Because some of the spots get pretty crowded. So they're definitely not maintaining that 1.5 meters in some spots, I guess. But I think people are just trying to be mindful, because nobody wants the beaches to be shut down, especially surfers. So I saw some footage, a friend sent me some footage last night of J-Bay in South Africa, just empty perfection. There's just nobody out there. Like, the surfers are getting fined, and it was just like unbelievable to see. Yeah, so nobody wants Australia to go to that extreme where they're closing off all the points and the beaches so we can't surf, because that's a pretty big saviour at the moment. The fact that we have beaches and that we can still get out in the water. Yeah, so
100%. I was actually thinking about that too when you were saying it. It's a pretty big, obviously part of the Australian culture. For anyone who's watching that's not familiar with the Aussie culture, but it's literally like a passion. You know what I mean? Where that's like people's safe places, and that could be an outlet, or especially people that've just been doing it their whole life. So I'm empathetic to that. Not being a surfer myself, I'm probably too heavy to, haven't really tried it, but yeah, I hear what you're saying. It'd be a big one for them to close down the beaches, that's for sure.
Yeah. So people will have to make sure that doesn't happen. They have to be considerate to everyone else. They have to keep the distance spread out. Just vary the times that they go.
Yeah.
Because some mornings you get down the beach just out here at Miami and Mermaid, and it's busy. It's really
what are all these people doing?
But nobody's in groups anymore. People are, they're just by themselves or in pairs.
Yeah.
So that's okay.
Oh, that's good to hear. No, that's good, mate. Well, I'll just change gears a little bit. Regarding what's going on in the world, I guess. You run a construction and electrical company. How have you been affected as a business, and how are you adjusting to the new norm? And are you like working from home now, or what's kind of the one big thing that has changed from your day to day, given what's been happening? There's about 3 questions there. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. I mean, I've got a home office already.
Right.
We do have a facility as well, but I spend the majority of the time working from the home office. And yeah, because construction is still operating, like we're still allowed to operate as a construction company, I haven't seen too many changes. We're really mindful ourselves of just taking all the necessary precautions, and make sure we're playing our part out in the field. So yeah, we've been getting busier.
Wow, really?
Because a lot of the pipeline work that we had in place is still in place. We've had a couple of jobs push out or go on hold, but we've also picked up a couple more. So that's reassuring that the confidence is still there.
Yeah.
I definitely have seen a little downturn in, say, inquiries of just like a private works, like a mum and dad that want to get a renovation done or something like that.
Yeah.
Those inquiries have slowed up a bit. Yeah. We're just sort of, I'm seeing it as an opportunity just to sort of step back and do some more BD, really. Like give some more time, business development, and just clean up a lot of the stuff that always gets pushed to the bottom of the list. I'm actually enjoying it.
Yeah.
And including my personal list as well, because, I guess the phone isn't ringing as much, and so I'm just being able to catch up on all of that stuff. And it's sort of a little bit of a wake-up call as well, when all of a sudden something like this happens. You can actually see how much money that you've got just leaking, little subscriptions here and there, and loans that you don't even know about with high interest rates. So it's a good time just to tighten up that side of the business and clear out some overheads that you don't really need anymore. Sell some tools that have just been sitting in the warehouse for like 3 years that you don't use. So that part of it's been good.
Yeah. I'm very much the same, I guess, with regards to my perspective on the current situation, and I like your attitude around that. Yeah, there are some ups and downs, but yeah, using the time wisely, I can definitely relate to that.
Yeah.
So that's good to hear, mate. Because I think there are a lot of stories out there that are unfortunate. So it's good to hear that there are some good ones as well.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure everyone will pull through. Everyone just has to. I guess people just have to help each other. You know, like it's only everyone. I don't know how to say this. People needs to stay confident. You know, have to be confident in our government, I guess.
Yeah.
And just in the economy.
Yeah.
And hopefully people just get through this period, this initial shock, and then just start. Hopefully businesses will open up again, and everyone will support those businesses, and then people can start spending money again.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, mate. I agree too. Hey, part of the element is having the trust factor, like you're saying, having the confidence just in everything that we're doing, right? Including ourselves and backing ourselves. So, I like that. Another, I guess, a bit of a segue. Was there anything? It's kind of part of the question, and I'll just jump right into it. That kind of perspective, I guess, around being confident in what we're doing, and laying some trust in the government, obviously, but in our personal circumstances. The question is kind of around your upbringing, like where did you grow up, and did any of that help inform your ability to navigate the situation now in a confident manner that you're doing?
Yeah, I don't know if it helped me navigate it. I don't think anyone knows how to navigate this. But I grew up here, and grew up between Gold Coast and Brisbane.
Nice.
But I guess one perspective I have is it's a good. I've travelled the world, like we discussed before, and I've been to a lot of third world countries, and I've experienced different cultures and how a lot of different people live, and I'm really grateful for what we have in Australia, and we've got a government that's giving back right now.
Yeah,
we've been paying a lot of taxes over the years, which everyone will complain about, but we're getting that back, because I see a lot of countries where people pay a lot of taxes and the government's not giving anything back.
Wow.
Right now. So yeah, I'm grateful.
Love that.
For where we live, for sure. So,
I totally relate. It is one of those things. I mean, even before this whole thing, right? We do live in a pretty blessed country, right? Pretty just full of opportunity, and there's heaps of things to do and all that sort of stuff. So even more now, now that there's a change in situation, we still, you could say that we're in a better position, not because we're better, but just we're fortunate, right? We're grateful. So I like that. I like that approach. Were you bit of a? I didn't put it on the question, so I hope you don't mind me asking. When you were growing up, were you like an outdoorsy kid? Like, did you play a lot outside and socialize, I guess, with like the guys on the street and your friends on the street or at school, or were you like a bookworm or something?
No. No way. No, I didn't pass much at school. I pretty much flunked the whole way through. Yeah, I was outdoors all the time, man. Yeah, always sport, always at the beach, always surfing. Yeah, I love being outdoors. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, nothing's changed. In the morning, I wake up I'm usually up by 5 every morning, and the first thing I need to do is just get to the beach or just and think active, get outside, go for a ride
yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. So apart from the surfing, I guess, are you a bit of a exerciser as well? Do you normally go for jogs or walks? And I don't think you have any pets, so I don't think you walk. You might.
Yeah. I got a dog. I got a dog now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I rescued a dog. Yeah. So I walk him every day.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Apart from that, I train. I try and train, a few days a week. Just do some interval training, and also some yoga. I usually do yoga 2 or 3 days a week.
Oh, wow.
And I spend quite a bit of time just stretching as well. I love just stretching. I'm really focused on keeping physically healthy.
Yep.
And mentally healthy, and I think that's where yoga comes into the mental side of it as well.
Yep. So. No, that's really great. So I guess, given the whole state of affairs, not a lot has changed in that routine, right? Because it sounds like a lot of that stuff you would just do within the confines of your home anyway.
Well, I was going to the gym, and I'd go to a yoga studio. Yeah, so I definitely have found myself at home a lot more.
Yep.
But yeah, we've got a bit of an area over that side of the house there where we can train. So I live with a couple of girls. One's a professional swimmer. She swims for Australia.
Oh, wow.
So she can't train anymore. So that's affected her routine.
Wow.
So now that we've been getting into some training here, there's a group. That's been pretty cool. Yeah, we're just creating a workout session, and locking in a time and doing it together and pushing each other. It's been fun.
I love hearing about how people are getting creative to stay active. One of the things my wife and myself have committed to is doing dances on TikTok, partly because she's a teacher and a lot of her students were already on it, so she saw it as a way to kind of connect with them, I guess. And I kind of jumped on because I used to call myself a bit of a dancer, I guess you could say. So we've been able to jump on that, and it's been quite good actually, just doing like dance routines in the morning. And it's surprising like how much I sweat. I'm like, man, this is my workout right here.
Yeah, I'm gonna get on, follow you. Yeah, the girls I live with, they just got onto it, and it's a full-time production around the house. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, no, I would encourage you, man. It's very light.
I don't know if I'll be making any videos, but I'll be checking yours out.
No, that's cool, man. So another question, I might just switch it up again. Back to construction. Is based off like your experience and where things are going. What's one thing that either businesses like yourself or maybe suppliers, what's one thing that or maybe even the industry as a whole, if tougher restrictions are put in place, what's one thing that like businesses could do well to pivot or to adjust their methodology? It's a bit of a funny question because construction's like you've got to be on site. So I'd just be interested to hear, what are your thoughts given you've been in the industry for a long time, and given the current restrictions, and if they get worse, like what's one thing that's a hot take of the construction industry, I guess?
I guess one noticeable thing is the current contracts that are all in place. None of them have taken something like this into account. So that's been a noticeable action, I guess, that I've noticed. And that's putting some of the projects on hold.
Wow.
Because now they're sort of redoing their contracts and updating their policies and getting all that in place before they can move forward.
Yeah.
Apart from that, I mean, I'm not too sure. Every business is so unique, and they're just going to have to manage it as wise as possible, and try and navigate. I don't know. Do you think that we're going to get tougher restrictions? Do you think that we're going to go into a full lockdown?
Yeah, it's hard to say. Like, I think about New Zealand and the US, where literally like major shutdowns, right? Like no businesses are operating, so to speak, apart from essential services. So it's hard to say. And I think for what it's worth, I think like we were saying previously, having some confidence in the government, I think they've done the right decision. Like, the economy was such a large country for starters, let alone, states and then even just Southeast Queensland. Like the industry is, or you could say part of, the community and society is propped up by a lot of the things that construction does. So obviously the companies, the suppliers, and then obviously the labor force, blue and white collar, right? So I think, holistically, they've done the right thing. They're trying their best to prop up as much as they can. But it'll be, I think that's where it might get scary, I think, in terms of like, where is the economy going when there is a full lockdown and big industries aren't able to operate, such as construction. I think, as soon as they start introducing that, it really becomes like, I mean, we are in foreign territory already, but I think that's a big game changer if there are restrictions in the construction industry.
Yeah, well, I mean, that is a tough one. I mean, I remember, this might be off topic a little bit, but you're in resources now. I remember during the GFC, that was probably the one sector that saved Australia, wasn't it? From
yep.
Into the recession, because so many tradies were able to score jobs in the mines. Is that still? I feel like now it's not at the same capacity as what it was. So that could be a major issue, for employment.
Yeah, 100%. Like I was, I think I was just finishing up uni then, and and then the mining boom sort of after that. Trying to remember back, it was testing times for a lot of businesses, and I mean, it has been widely predicted, I guess, that there is another crash coming. That's just sort of the cycle of how the economy works, and so I don't think no one can really predict when it happens, and so it's kind of a curveball when it happens in circumstances like these as well. So that's my hope, is that they don't bring in any strict restrictions around construction, because I think that'll really impact the economy.
But if people, I don't know, if they play it smart, if they're wise, if they can, secure some money through this time, there could be some opportunities to be had when we come out the other side in property, like in the stock market as well.
Yeah.
So because there's going to be a big downturn in those sectors. So if you can buy something, or invest some money, then your return on investment should be pretty strong in a few years.
Any hot takes on properties on the Gold Coast that you got your eye on?
No, I'm always looking, but not at the moment. Just keep me focused on my business.
That's good, mate. Hey, I really enjoyed our time together. Thanks again for catching up, and just some closing remarks is anyone that's watching this video or audio from my network or your network, is there anything that anyone can do in this time to help you from a business focus or a professional focus? frozen.
Good touch with me, and you there?
Yeah, sorry, it just froze for a minute. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
You're back now. Sorry. Just as you were starting to answer the question.
Oh, well, right now, like I said, is a good opportunity just to step back and look at the business as a whole. And I definitely noticed that I need to update all the marketing, and there's some admin work that's been slipping for some time. So there's an opportunity for somebody. Come and help me. Come and help me get some. I actually need a couple of new websites because I've got a couple of different branches in the company now, which I've got to develop websites for, and I actually need to get cracking on some marketing for those sectors. Yeah, so
excellent.
There's one thing.
Yeah, I'll definitely include all the relevant links for anyone that wants to reach out to you directly, or they can contact me directly as well. But I really appreciate it, mate. Thanks for taking up your time to chat, and all the best, and keep in touch, mate.
Yeah, thanks. Cheers, Malaki.
See you, mate.